So July comes and I tell them. Yeah, I tell them about me getting into grad school and I would be leaving, the company. And I tell Reese as well. And Reese was just so I'm so happy for you, Adriel. I just, wish the best for you. And just like me and her we became super cool. Like super cool. I would even talk to her, outside of work. And so yeah, I tell them that I'm leaving and now they start looking for my replacement. And at the same time, I'm prepping. The only time I had to prep was weekends. So Saturday morning, what I would do would be I would wake up, have my devotion time. After that, go to Home Goods, Walmart, Target, whatever, and get all the things that I need. That was what happened in the month of July. Another thing I want to talk about in July, like I said, me and Reese were super, close at work, and I would even talk to her besides work. But I remember there was one time where me and her were walking. She was showing me somewhere in the company, and this is what she tells me. She says, "Adriel, when you get married, or the man you pick, make sure both of you spiritually are on the same level, or he's more spiritually mature. If he has to be either more spiritually mature than you, or y'all are on the same level. Do not marry someone who's an unbeliever. Do not marry someone who wants to stay spiritually weak." And I was like, "Oh, you don't have to tell me, because I, like, at this point, I was really chasing God, and I would want to be with someone who is on that wave. Like, they want to chase God just like I want to chase God. I wouldn't want someone who would push me back. I wouldn't want to be with someone who I'm going to be unequally yoked with, because I feel like I'm gonna just be frustrated. And I know how it feels like to be in unequally yoked friendships. That was frustrating. So I wouldn't want to be married to someone who I would be unequally yoked with. So yeah, so I understood exactly what she was talking about. I was like, I'm not marrying someone who is an unbeliever or who's just spiritually lazy. So that was what she took me to the side and told me. So in the month of August, that's my birthday month. That's my birthday month. um, I'm like, oh my goodness, the time is coming. So at this point, I already bought my ticket. I already bought my ticket to move to Atlanta. I was moving August 15th. So August 15th, I was leaving New Jersey to move to Atlanta, Georgia. And I was stressed out because it was so many things. I'm leaving in 2 weeks, and I haven't heard back from the tuition waiver application. I got my financial aid, but my financial aid did not cover the entire tuition. My financial aid was like 10,200. The entire tuition was 12,182 or something. So I had $2,182 that I had to cough up. And I was just like, man, I just wish that all these other things had came up. And so I'm stressed out. And I'm also stressed out of how I'm going to pack. How I'm going to pack my stuff. I'm not bringing my car. Um, I was just stressed out. Yeah, just August 1st, I was just stressed out about everything. But I told myself, I said, you know what? Your birthday's coming up August 5th. Wait till after that. Like, think about those things after your birthday. So that's exactly what I did. I waited to my birthday. So on the day of my birthday, August 5th, 2017, I turned 24 years old. And I was so excited. I'm always excited every birthday, but this one was different for me. I remember telling myself that like I'm 24. I'm about to leave the nest. I want to have a good time. Now, something I didn't mention was 2016, 2017. I would think about relationships, and I was telling myself I want to get married before I want to get married by 27. So before for a very long time I was 25. Now at this point I was 27, and when I turned 24 that day, my birthday, I was like, you know what? I don't even care. I don't care. Like, I want to enjoy myself. I'm moving to a new city. I just started, having a relationship with Jesus, and everything is working out. Like everything I've prayed for, I got a job. I'm getting into grad school. Like God has been really showing out, and not only that, I have a relationship with Him. Like I feel like my whole wilderness season in 2016 was from January up until April, like 16 months, or January up until May, 16 months. I learned so much about God. I learned um just and I feel like the purpose of that whole entire wilderness is to have was to have a relationship with God. And I just had so much joy, so much I was just elated. And I was like, I don't care. Like, I really don't care if I get married by 27. Like, I don't care. Actually, I want to get married before 30. Yeah, I was like, by 30, I want to get married. But even if that doesn't happen, it was like, I'm good. Like, I am good. I'm moving to a new city. I want to enjoy my single season. I just want to have fun. I want to enjoy my single season. I just, yeah, like just me, God, having fun, being by myself. I'm excited. I'm moving to a new city. I'm just excited. So I just didn't care about relationship stuff anymore. And I just want to have fun, just want to enjoy myself. So that was like my mantra, I guess, for 24. That day I turned 24. Spent time with my friends, and yeah, it was good. Now 7th was a Monday. Now I'm stressed out. How am I gonna pack? That's, to be honest, that was like the main thing that was bothering me. How am I going to move my boxes to Atlanta? I saw prices of U-Haul trucks for 3,000. I'm like, I'm not doing that because it's not that deep. Like I'm not bringing so much stuff, and plus the apartment is going to be furnished, so it's like I don't need that. So I was like, I was just stressed out. I was just stressed out. And another thing that kind of was getting to me, I mean, it wasn't really getting to me, but I thought about it was I had told God back in 2016, ending of 2016, beginning of 2017, that I wanted to share my testimony at church. So I remember approaching my bishop about it, and he told me what to do, like call this person, tell this person, so they can fit me in the schedule. I did that, and I hadn't yet heard back. So it was just like, okay, I just have so many stuff to do. I have to share my testimony at church. I have to pack all my stuff. I don't know where I'm packing it to. I was just stressed out to the point where I was having anxiety. Yeah, I was having anxiety. Now at this time they are opening up interviews for my position. Now there was a person who worked at the company who I advised her. I was like, hey, you can apply for my role. They're doing interviews and stuff like that. So, she was like, yeah, I don't, actually want to leave the company. So I was like, oh, okay. And I'm someone who I don't know. I like looking for stuff. Like I like doing research for people, for myself. I'm like, oh no, I can look into jobs for you. That's just what I did. So I was like, hey, just come to my office, and I can tell you like jobs where you can go. Like this would be a good place for you. So she did exactly that. She came. I was like, why don't you apply to this place? This place. This place. This is the opportunities that they got. Da, 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 da. And the door was closed when I did that. So the HR, she came to me the next day and she was like, what were you talking to such and such about? And I was like, wait, what? And I was like, oh, her daughter is into like the gymnastics and dances, so she was asking me for advice and stuff like that. I was like, what is up with this lady? Why? First of all, what is up with this whole entire company? These people are getting on my nerves. I am so glad I am leaving. They are just everything. They're just nitpicking. It's just so annoying. So I'm like, you know what? I thank God I'm leaving. The 11th was my last day. I was like, I'm out. I'm out of here. And so she was like, "Oh, okay." She also, I want to tell you, before you leave, just write down your address because in case some of the checks go missing, we can just contact you. And I I was like, wait, what? Yo, do these people think I'm a thief? Like, what? Now I'm the type of person I don't steal. I my parents didn't raise me to steal. I do not bite the hand that feeds me, you know. So I would not steal from a company that has given me an opportunity. I won't even steal from anybody. And plus, it's like how much money do y'all have that I'm stealing? This is not Home Depot. Like what? Like what? Like, this is not a big company. So like, but I was like, the audacity of her to think that I would steal from them. Like, no, they're rude. They're rude. They no, no, they've they've done a lot for me to to say bye bye. You know, they've just done a lot. So I was like, yeah, I'm out of here. Anyways, I'm out of here. I'm out of here. August 11th is approaching. That's my last day. Bye. Um, so yeah, so August 9th comes, that's a Thursday, and I get a call from the administration at church about me coming to give my testimony. They like, hey, would you, share your testimony on Thursday for midweek? Thursday that was the 10th. She like, what's the background of your testimony? I tell her, and she was like, oh my goodness, that's so amazing. Definitely, like, we want you to share your testimony on Thursday. So another thing that happened was on that particular day, I checked my email, y'all, and I got approved for the out of state tuition waiver. And I was like, what? Now, to be honest, I'm going to be quite frank with you. I forgot about it in the sense of I didn't think I was going to get approved again because I applied all the way back in May once I accepted my admission. So I was telling myself if I was going to hear from them, I should have heard from them a long time ago. So June passed, July passed. I was like, you know what? I guess I didn't get it. But the day I got, the call to share my testimony, that's the same day I got approved for the out of state tuition waiver. It was kind of like God was saying, hey, add this to your testimony when you share it on Thursday, So I was like, wow, God is just so faithful. He's just so good. And I was like, I just can't wait. Now, here's the thing, I've been practicing for months what I'm going to say because it was 2016, 2017. I was just so, and then, the day comes Thursday, right before I'm going to church. I'm like, okay, I'm going to say this. I'm going to say that. So when they call me, I just like, oh my goodness, I'm nervous. I'm nervous. But I said, no, just speak for me. Just speak for me. And I go and I share my testimony. And that's really was the service, like my testimony. And someone else shared their testimony as well. And everybody was just applauding, they're just thanking God for everything. And they were people who were live streaming that service who like wrote in and said that my testimony, helped them and encouraged them in their faith. It was just a lot of people just stopping me. I was like, oh my goodness, like I didn't know my testimony was gonna like really impact people. I just felt the need to do it. I just wanted to do it. I said I have to do it because I felt like what I went through in 2016, 2017 was a lot. And God just, you know, pulled me out of every disappointment that I felt and turned it into good, turned it into something marvelous. And God just granted me the desires of my heart, even when God given me the desires of my heart, even when I laid it down. Because I surrendered it. I'm gonna do this, but I choose you. So for God to do that, it was like it was amazing. So that's what happened on August 10th. Um, the 11th, Friday, my last day, me and Reese, we spoke. She was like, hey, keep in touch. And I was like, definitely, I'm keep in touch with you, stuff like that. The 14th comes and I decide to ship my boxes through UPS. Yes, through UPS. And everything came out to be like 570? 500 ish, and I was like, okay, cool. That's, it was like 7 boxes or, yeah. So I shipped that, and also I had like this send off at Top Golf, and I was like, yeah, it's getting real. I'm moving to Atlanta. August 15th, moved to Atlanta. I took that flight to Atlanta, Georgia, and that was that. So that is the end of season 1 of Unlikely Story, Jesus Purpose. So I want to do a little recap. So season 1, 2016, I get terminated from Paris. I'm disappointed with the GMAT because I kept on failing. Took the GRE. Um, Drawing closer to God, knowing more of God, and just the way God was moving in my life. 2017, same thing, God turning my situation around, giving me a job, giving me into grad school. Um, Honestly, 2017, I was just so elated by everything. Getting the out of state tuition waiver. So instead of me paying 12,000, I was paying 4,000 plus. And so, get a refund and use that money to pay off my rent. I was just like, yo, this, like, God was showing out. Now, I would say working at Victory, that was weird. Like the way they were treating me, it was weird. But I was able to gain, a friendship with Reese, and yeah, just God was just God, he surprised me. I had never seen God this way before. There are times where in the past I have prayed for things and God came through. Times in the past where I prayed for things and God didn't come through. I was like, why? But it's because it wasn't what was best for me. Um, but just God was just showing out. Like God showed out in 2017 and 2016. And I knew 2017 was my year of like a turnaround. Everything was going to come together. Also in 2017, I remember just feeling like wanting to know the voice of God. Like, how can I hear from God audibly? And how can I hear God's voice? That was another thing that I was in tune to as well. And because I had never, heard the voice of God at that point. I'm going to talk about that later on. And just so much goodness, sharing my testimony, people being encouraged by it, even my mom being encouraged by it. Now I will say this, my dad would have preferred for me to stay in New Jersey and attend Rutgers, and that's a conversation that we had, but I was like, no, it's time for me to leave New Jersey. um yeah, it's time for me to leave. My mom was really advocating for me to leave New Jersey, and I wanted to leave New Jersey myself, but yeah, it's time to leave. It was time for me to spread my wings and fly. I felt like a new person. And another thing that I dwelled on in 2017 was that now that I know that the purpose of like my wilderness season, that those 16 months that I get a job in my field or so, I noticed that God did that so we can have a relationship. I also knew who I was. So a lot of times before that, I didn't know who I was, y'all. I did not. I didn't have a sense of identity. And once I had my relationship with God, I was like, oh my goodness, I am a daughter of God. He sees me. He knows me. You know, just the stuff he was telling people to tell me is just like, I'm a daughter of God. Why did I allow people to step all over me, to walk all over me? Now, something about me that you don't know was that I was a big people pleaser. I was afraid of people. I was a big pleaser, afraid of people, thought people's opinions were more brighter than mine, were more important than mine. I raised other people's voices higher than my voice. Um, I would shut down my voice for other people. I would shrink for people. I would dim my light for other people. There was just this fear of man in me. And to be honest, it was because I didn't know who I was. Um, but after I got the revelation of who I was, it was like, why did I allow people to do that to me? I was like, why? Like I would never stand up for myself. I would never. And even the times I'll get shut down. I'll get shut down. So I would be so mute. And at the same time, too, I was passive aggressive because I felt like I couldn't say anything. I felt like if I did, I would get dismissed. So I'm just coming to the realization like, how did I allow that to happen? Like, really? Like, I know who I am now. And I let people walk all over me. Like, that is never happening again. I am not taking that from nobody. If anyone tries to come at me, I am going to defend myself because I know who I am. And that was just my stance. And I was like, yeah, I need to be bold. I need to be courageous. I'm a daughter of God, I know who I am. So moving forward, if anyone tries me, I'm going to stand up for myself. And I'm not shrinking for anybody anymore. So yeah, that was that was my stance in 2017, and I'm just so excited moving to Atlanta. It's me, Crystal, reunited in the same city. We're gonna have fun. We talk all the time, so all our phone conversations we can just have that face to face. And I'm just super excited. 24 new city. I'm gonna link up with my friend, and yeah, so that's the end of season one of An Unlikely Story. Season two will start off from me moving to Atlanta, and the title of season two is called Atlanta. Thank you guys for tuning in. It is a long story, so I try to, you know, get it together, in a way that it's cohesive and not too lengthy. But thank you so much, y'all, for tuning in to season one. I would record season two, and I can't wait to narrate season two for you guys because that's when things get interesting. Season two was when things start to unravel. I'll say that. Um, but yeah, thank you so much for tuning in. If you are not subscribed to my channel, what are you doing? I mean, if you like my videos, you might as well subscribe, And if you like it, you might as well hit the like button. So, yeah. And if you like this story so far, share it with your friends. Tell other people about it, And I will see y'all in my next video. Bye.